soccer team after a 1-0 win against Elmhurst. Coach, today you probably wanted a little bit of a bigger margin, but you were able to really control the game. What worked so well for you today?
Well, I think that the guys did a really good job of adhering to our schedule. Set pieces, corners, throw-ins, and that type of stuff. And I felt through the run of play, that's how they were mostly dangerous. So I was pretty happy with the way that we organized our midfield and the way that we defended as a whole. And sort of the bulk of my frustration comes from missed chances where we could have stretched the game out and made it a little bit more comfortable, not made it sort of a helter-skelter finish. And at the same time, relaxed a bit. And I think maybe if the second one came, we could have had a couple more, if we were fortunate.
Now this year, this was the first home game we saw, but you've been scoring more goals than today. Could have had a few more opportunities, but what's been the change and kind of the dynamic of this offense, and why has it been a more effective attack this year?
Well, I'd agree with you, and I think I said this when I spoke with Alex of your office a couple of weeks ago. We're creating a lot more chances than we have in the past, and I think that is a real healthy note for us to witness. And I think the difference is really that we've got a lot of guys in our midfield and in the front that are making pretty simple and efficient choices to share the ball. Most of the chances that we had today were sort of near misses of passes that are just out of reach, or shots that aren't that contested because someone has provided a pass in a pretty good space. And in the past, we've had trouble scoring goals because the guy shooting is well defended, and it's tough to score through defenders and goalkeepers. And this year I think our group is doing a very good job of playing unselfishly and providing the ball to the player that's in the best position to score. And I think today was pretty true to that as well.
A lot of it starts from the keeper. Seems to be starting to solidify, and they also themselves get involved in the attack, and a lot of starting what you guys are trying to build here.
I agree. I think most of our good play is really coming from passing and moving and getting people involved, rather than, say, a big target forward that's just a bear to deal with. So we like any of our players joining the attack and getting numbers forward, as long as we also provide for the eventual turnover and cover in the back from whatever position that may be. So I think that this year our team is playing more fluidly on offense, and that sort of translates from the back forward and from the front half of the field to the back when it comes to defending as well.
How's the depth been for this team? I mean, you have a lot of first-year standouts, it seems, and a lot of them have been making contributions. You also seem to be able to bring in some really veteran and really kind of talented players off the bench and keep things going throughout the first and second halves.
Absolutely. I think our team is deeper than it's ever been. We have players that, maybe some older players that have a ton of experience playing in UAA games or tough conference games, NCAA tournament games, and they're being asked to fill in roles and do different jobs, and I think some of our younger guys are doing really well in terms of their preparation, and they're ready to play. So this year, unlike some of our previous years, I feel like if there's an injury, we can accommodate for it, and fortunately, knock on wood, we've been quite blessed in that way. But if we continue to be lucky, we'll have a lot of guys that are ready for minutes and capable of doing a job. So in that way, it feels real good.
Last question, you were able to go through a pretty tough schedule on the start of the season on the road and get results, and today got a result. Of course, a lot of it is developing the team as you go forward, but are you happy with, through 7 games, the results, the final results you've been able to get so far?
For the most part. When I look at the game we didn't win, the loss to Dominican and the tie to Wheaton, I think in both games we were in good situations where we could have produced wins, but that's the way it goes. They're good teams, and we weren't fortunate. But I do think that our team has grown through the 7 games, and that we are more mature, and we've learned from mistakes that we've made, and hopefully that will really serve us well when the league gets going in a couple of weeks.
Hey, Coach Scott Wiercinski, the men's soccer team improves to 5-1-1 on the year.